take it.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be speaking to you today on issues that affect the children. It's going to be very interactive. The rule of the house is we will take a poll and then discuss the issues. This means that I will ask a question and the children will either vote yes or no on their phones and we will see the results on the screen. Dear parents, we hope you enjoyed this discussion. This is not a majority-based poll, but in this discussion, every poll and opinion matters. Now, shall we begin? Please pick up your devices. I will ask the questions and then you select an answer and we'll see the results on the screen. Do you spend time talking to your parents? Do you feel like your parents are too busy for you? Do your parents ask you what your problems are? Do you get to share your personal feelings and problems with your parents? Do you feel like your parents are not talking to you enough? So guys, the results from the polls show that there is an issue of attention in the home. So, why do you think children complain of little or no attention? Yes, Philbert.
The
Oh, you can take your time. This is a safe space.
you know why complain when they are not. They normally complain when they feel that they are not loved.
Okay, any other? Yes, Lorena.
Because they may see their friends enjoying their parents' company and wish they could spend time with them.
Okay, is there any other? Yes, Aaron.
Sometimes the parents are not around.
Okay, yes, Pamela.
Some of them think their parents are always busy with their school and studies.
Okay, yes, Greatness.
Sometimes some parents come home late after work. Thank you.
Holly, look like you have something to say. Okay, so the experiences that are going to be shared, they have been written by members of this group, meaning that they are going to be read out by others. So, can anyone share an experience where your parents gave you little to no attention? Yes, Audrey.
Okay, so this is what the person said. My mother is a businesswoman and goes to work from 7 a.m. in the morning and comes back home at 10 p.m. My father only visits us at home during Easter and Christmas. When I come back from school, I don't see my mother till early in the morning when I have to go to school. I don't share my personal problems with my mother. It never occurs to me because she's not usually around. The only time I engage in a conversation is when I need something. Same with my father.
Okay, this is very interesting, don't you think? We need to find a solution to this. So, how do you think parents can address this issue of little to no attention? Yes, Holly.
I think both the child and their parents can communicate more with each other.
Okay, yes, Victor.
Parents should intentionally make time with their children.
Okay, that is very good. So we are moving on to the next session, which is sibling rivalry. Do you dislike your siblings? Do you feel like your parents treat your siblings better than you? Do you feel like your parents do not give you equal hearing during a misunderstanding? Do your parents compare you to your siblings? Do you feel like your parents think your siblings are better than you? So guys, I wonder, why do kids suffer in school?
Children suffer in academics because they don't understand what the teacher teaches. And sometimes when they are boring, they don't pay attention in class.
Okay, actually, let's go on to sibling rivalry. So why do siblings fight?
Siblings fight because the parents are divorced or remarried. Another example is when children are step-siblings. They usually fight a lot.
Okay, any other? Yes, Christine.
Siblings fight when parents show favoritism towards one sibling.
Okay, any other?
Some parents speak on first sides during misunderstandings and disagreements instead of listening to everyone equally.
Okay. Yes, Asada.
Siblings may fight when they become jealous and envious of each other.
Okay, yes.
When one sibling thinks that other parents love their children.
Okay, so I'm very interested in this. So can anyone give an instance where the parents showed favoritism to their siblings? Yes, Michelle.
According to this person, she said, I asked about how my friend got a phone, and she said she had to prove to her parents that she was responsible enough because her parents thought she was careless, which is a bit true. But her younger brother went to her parents to ask for a tablet, and they gave it to him without any further argument. And sometimes they always buy nice clothes and shoes for her younger brother, whilst they don't buy any for his sister. And because of that, her friend always go to her parents to go and ask for something. But her parents would be like, she has enough and it's okay.
Okay, this is actually very true. Any other? Yes, I say.
They always scold you for not doing something wrong, incorrect. But when your sibling does the same thing, they don't mind.
Hey, you need to get it off your chest. Yes, Aaron.
They usually show favoritism to the last-borns.
Hey, is this true? Me, I'm a last-born, no, so I know what you're talking about. Okay. Yes, Aaron.
I asked my friend. He said, when his younger sibling does something wrong at home, the parents always assume that it is him who did it. And they also think that the younger one is an angel. Also, when something is done right in the house, they give more credit to the younger one more than the older one.
Okay. Elder siblings, is this true? Yes. Okay. So this is very, very, very sad because I can see your feelings are hurt. So how can parents prevent siblings from fighting? Yes, Jessica.
I would like to cite an example of siblings rivalry in the Bible. Looking at the story of Jacob and Esau, it was very clear that both parents had favorites. Having favorites among siblings creates problems in the house. So I think parents should love all their children equally, no matter how different they may be.
Very true. I also think parents should love their children equally. So we are moving on to the next session, which is poor academics. Do you have bad grades in school? Are you insulted when you bring your results home? Are you compared to others when you show your results? Do you like being compared to others? Has your parents told you that they were way better than you when they were in school? Hey, this one there, if all the parents were first, who was last in class? So, I wonder, why do children suffer in academics? Yes, Akosia.
Children suffer in academics because maybe their teacher might be boring, so they don't pay attention in class.
Hey, okay. I could actually give an example of my teacher, but we don't have time. Yes, Evans.
Some children may suffer in academics because they may be slow learners compared to others.
Okay. Yes, Christine.
Some children suffer in academics because of family issues worrying them at home.
Okay. Yeah. Yes.
There is too much pressure on them to perform.
Especially the firstborns. Any other? Yes, Nyami, great.
Because parents are busy with their jobs and don't make time to help them study.
Okay. Yes, Esther.
They keep telling us we are dumb and keep comparing us to others. That affects our feelings.
Oh, okay. This is very devastating. So can anyone read out an example of when the person was compared in academics? Yes, Holly.
Here's one example, and this is what the person said. When I brought my report home, my parents were upset and asked me, when the teacher was teaching, did you understand? And I would say no. And my father would say, that's your friend that you work with. Isn't she good in academics? So why are you bringing this here? You should be like her and let her teach you if you don't understand. And this is how the person felt about it. I felt really sad because I am a slow learner in math and my friend catches it faster in class. But I know when I say it, my father will just say that I should learn to be sharp like my friend.
Okay, yes, greatness.
Here's what the person wrote. When I'm not first, but the top 3, but my father keeps complaining and asking me why I can't be first. And this is how the person felt about it. I felt like they do not appreciate my efforts. The comment he makes kills my spirit. Thank you.
Wow. So how can parents help address this issue of poor academics in their children? Yes.
Parents should get some extra classes teachers for their children to target specific areas.
Okay. Yes, Lizzie.
Parents can talk to their children about their specific problem and encourage them to pray about it.
Yes, I say.
Parents should stop comparing them to others.
Hey, you guys have a lot to say, but we'll save it for another time. So we are moving on to the next section, which is insecurities. Do you feel insecure about your body? Do you sometimes feel like you are a mistake? Do your parents make you feel unloved? How often do your parents compliment you in a day? Do you get very harsh treatment when you do something wrong? Are you called very mean words when your parents are angry? And do you get praised or rewarded when you do something right? The results from these polls show that kids nowadays feel insecure about themselves. So I wonder, why do kids feel insecure? Yes, Akosia.
Kids feel insecure when they are bullied and teased.
Okay, any other? Yes, Audrey.
Kids feel insecure. Probably they did not get enough compliments from their loved ones.
Yes, Hannah.
Their minds are corrupted from watching various movies which portray a false standard of how a person should look like.
Do you guys watch Barbie? No. Okay, any other? So, can anyone share examples of when they felt insecure about themselves? Yes, Holly.
This is what the person wrote. I feel insecure sometimes when people talk about my pimples. When I was in class, a friend told me that I should do something about the pimples because it was spoiling my appearance. There was another instance where I was talking with a friend and she said, my face is smooth, but your face is rough.
Yes, Aaron.
Honestly, this is obvious. When people or my classmates talk about my weight,
You guys to calm down.
I'm not able to tell my parents because it's too personal to me.
Okay. Is there anyone else? Okay, yes, Michelle.
According to this person, it says, my siblings tease me because I'm slim and they say they have more body than me. Because of that, I try to eat more so that I can gain more weight.
But do you know in the past being slim was a flex? Anyway, yes, I'm great.
My classmate once told me that I am flat and that I am like paper. In class, I get teased that I am flat. Flat means that I don't have a lot of backside and it makes me insecure about my body.
Oh, But you know you shouldn't be feeling this way because you are fearfully and wonderfully made. You know that? So this is very, very, very sad. And I feel like our parents should do something about it. So how do you think they can overcome us with, they can help us overcome our insecurities? Yes, Phoebe.
Children don't like it when their parents compare their appearances to other children, so they should please not.
Oh, okay. Yes, Petra.
They should try to communicate and help them with their insecurities.
Okay. Yes, greatness.
Parents should try encouraging their children not to care about others' opinions about their lifestyle.
Okay. Yes.
They should try to control their emotions when they are around people.
Okay. Yes, Lorena.
They should be themselves and not try to be like anyone.
Okay. Actually, that is very good. We need to let everyone know this. So, this brings us to the end of this session. This was very interesting. I know you had a lot to say, but we have to go on. Yes. Dear parents, there are so many issues and so little time to talk about them. By doing this ministration, we want to create awareness of problems and encourage better communication in the home. With God, all things are possible. Thank you for listening.
Oh, let's do it better. Let's do it better for them. Calvary Angels. God richly bless you. Amen. Beloved of God, we continue our series of messages based on relationship, conflict, marriage, and what have you. We have our dear Pastor Vincent Akwa, the head of the family life, to minister to us this morning. Please give it to him. Welcome.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. We thank God for this opportunity, and I must quickly say that the first thing that the couples retreat is coming on, and those of you who have registered, and those of you who have not registered, it's a nice opportunity. We went to the Eastern region to look at the place, and I think some of you, I'll tell you something. I was just collecting pictures of even the family life people because we wanted to display them somewhere, and some of the family life people don't even have nice pictures. It means that they have not even gone to places to take nice pictures. We want to give you that opportunity. So please. This morning I'm going to listen to the children. I was being tempted during the second service to change my message. But then I'm looking at next week, God willing, I'm going to address some of the things that they talked about. But what I've prepared for today, if we listen to it right, a lot of things that are happening here that they've talked about is not going to happen. We are talking about seeking help, finding hope. And that's what we started last week. Seeking help, finding hope. And last week I said that there are three broad categories that people seek help for. One is mental health, two is life challenges, and three is relationship challenges. The relationship challenges seem to be the greatest because a lot of times people feel that if I'm not able to relate well, it's a sign that I'm not mature. So it is always difficult for people to come out to say, I have a problem, I don't know how to talk, I don't know how to do these things, because especially when we say that marriage is for adults. So the moment you complain about what is happening, then people are going to think that you are not grown up. So people find it difficult. So this morning I'm going to share a bit about relationship challenges. And under that there are three: marital or partnership issues, two, family dynamics, three, friendship difficulties. If we listen to them, a lot of these things has to do with family dynamics. And it also has to do with friendship difficulties. People find it difficult to form friendships. But the first one is what I'm going to talk about this morning, marital or partnership issues. I will move slightly faster, but you will get it. We have arranged that all the series that I'm doing in class next week, we'll put them on a pen drive. If you're interested in it, just pick one and listen to it again. I want to talk about marital relationship, also known as partnership. Is your partner there? Straight away, your mind goes to your spouse. It's a relation between the husband and a wife. Anytime I want to talk about marriage, the emphasis about husband and wife is very, very important because things have really changed. In the 70s, when I was growing up, the dictionary definition for marriage was a union between a man and a woman. Recent dictionary says that a union between two persons. But anytime I want to define marriage, I want to go back to the old times where it's a relationship between a wife and a husband. When we say marriage, it is a God-ordained covenant. The modern trend wants to change it to become a contract. It's a covenant. It's a covenant relationship between a man and a woman. And the modern trend is changing these things. So now they say that it's a contract. And contract means that if it is not working, we take our own direction. And there's something that we now call prenuptial agreement. People entering marriages have signed documents that if this marriage does not work and we will divorce, and this is how we're going to share our property. How can you, whilst going into marriage, think that? It means that so it's possible that when we are prospering, then one person is going to think that I'll be better off to get out of this. It's the modern trend. So when Jesus Christ was asked a question about, can man divorce his wife for any reason? The question is just like, what is happening to marriage? Because they were divorcing. And for the question to be, can man divorce his wife? Not can anyone divorce a spouse. That question means a lot. Can a man divorce? It means a woman has no right to divorce. And when Jesus Christ was asked this question, he said that, before I answer this question, let's go to the beginning. If I tell my brother something, and I want you to tell Doc, and you to tell him, and you to tell him, and I come to the last person and ask that, what did she tell you? There is the high probability that you cannot tell me what I told him. As the message goes through, it's modified. It is possible that my brother here will not be happy about something in the statement, so we change it. So when he changes it, you pick what he has given, you don't know what came here. So Jesus Christ was saying that, before I answer this question that you are asking me in this generation, let us go back to the beginning where the whole thing started. So Matthew chapter 19, he said that, haven't you read that the one who began this thing we're talking about, the one who began marriage, the one who thought of marriage, made them male and female. So no matter what is happening, the changes that are happening, the one who created it made them male and female. And he said, for the purpose of marriage, the one who created it, a man leaves father and mother and cleave to the wife, and the two will become one flesh. So Jesus continued by saying, so they are no longer two, but one flesh. If Jesus Christ, before I go on, if you read Genesis 2:18, before the Genesis 2:24 that we have read, which Jesus Christ quoted, God said, it is not good for the man to be alone. I'll make him a helper, a companion. Another version puts it is not good for the man to be alone. I will make a helper suitable for him. When they were translating the original Bible, Old Testament, which was written in Hebrew, into English, they struggled with some of the words. That's the problem with language. For example, in Ghana, if I ask you, what is the true word for maintenance? I don't think anybody in this room can get it right. I've asked this question severally. What they say is, in CCC, that's what everybody says. An old man tried to say something different. He said, oh, crabby. In CCC, it's not maintenance. In CCC simply means that this thing is not functional when it means CCC, no. Maintenance has nothing to do with the thing has been degraded. For example, this auditorium, we will say that after every 5 years, we will paint it. Maintenance. After 5 years, whether it is dirty or not, we will paint it. The reason why Ghanaians, when after 5 years you are painting and it is not dirty, they will ask you, now they say you painting, no, because we don't have maintenance culture. We have in CCA culture. And those people think that maintenance means krabibu. Krabibu means that you are not using, you keep it. So that's why a lot of Ghanaians will keep something because they don't want it to get damaged. That's why those who got married, they are given engagement Bible. Some of you women, your white Bible is still white Bible. What crano? It's not maintenance. Maintenance means you are using it. So when it came to these two words in the Bible, kenegdo and ezer, Hebrew word, whoever was translating in English used a word that was quite close to it. Kenegdo simply means opposite as to him. Also means corresponding as to him. I like the third one, a perfect opposite. My left leg and my right leg, they are opposite. My bigger toe is inner on the left and inner on the right, opposite. But it's a perfect opposite. If one day my right leg tells my left leg, I don't need you, get out of my life. You see the way I'm shivering. He needs this. So when God was saying that I will make a companion suitable, he's saying that I'm going to give you a perfect opposite. And it is just like the bird. Have you seen any bird flying with only one wing? It doesn't happen like that. They are opposite wings. But it helps the bird to fly. So marriage brings a woman into your life opposite you so you can fly. And the word ezer, which was translated helper, is the same word that's used in Deuteronomy chapter 33, 26 and 29, Psalm 21 and 2, and Psalm 121, 1 and 2. Psalm 121 is a common scripture. I lift up my eyes to the hills. Where does my help comes from? Where does my ezer comes from? My ezer comes from the Lord. The same word is used, I will give you an ezer. Ezer means somebody that gives you strength, a rescuer, a protector, our help. But the English people just said, I'll give you a companion helper. But in actual fact, it's not just a helper, it is somebody who is a rescuer, a protector. So in paraphrasing Genesis 2:18, this is how I put it. The Lord God said, it is not good for you to be alone. I will make a perfect opposite of you, and he will be your rescuer. Beloved, women are our rescuers. They protect us. If your wife tells you it's going to kill you, you will die. He can actually have a special salt called daddy salt. You know daddy salt? They say they grind the glass, the white glass. No, they are French, you know? So they tell the children that as for this salt, it's for adults. So don't eat it. Gradually, they are killing you. And if a woman says that will make your life miserable, will make your life miserable. So when God was bringing a woman into the life of a man, he had in mind that I'm bringing somebody who's opposite you. He doesn't think like the way you think. He doesn't do the things the way you do it. But it is perfect for you. And that person is going to be an ezer to your life. And let us see how woman came. Where is my Adam? God had created man. And God had a relationship with man. And the relationship between God and man was okay. Because the Bible tells us that in the cool of the night, God comes into the garden and walks with him. But God, in the midst of his relationship with him, said that it is not good for you to be alone. So I'm going to give you a companion. God could have formed that companion from the earth like he did. Or God could have said, let there be a companion like he did with the monkeys and the elephants. But the Bible says that God caused a deep sleep of a man. And God took away a rib. And when God was relating with man, dealing with man, this rib has always been with man. But then God, where's Hama? Used this rib and formed a woman. So in actual fact, where did this woman come from? Where did this woman come from? So if this woman, there's something wrong with this woman, it's the raw material. I'll tell you this, ever since I got this revelation, I cease thinking that my wife creating any problem is from her. It is from the raw material. If you give a black material to a tailor, what kind of shirt do you expect? White shirt, black. Interestingly, when Adam woke up, and this is the first time Adam saw something like this, but the Bible says that he exclaimed. The Bible says he exclaimed and said, wow, this indeed bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. He shall be called woman. And Adam actually added what woman means. Means that woman means out of man. It is that she came from him. What it means is that if you have a sister, the sister came with you from the same mother, but at different times. But your wife came with you when you were come, because your rib came with you. If you have an understanding, the way you treat this your wife will be different from the way you treat your other siblings. Now, Jesus Christ was asked this question and said, for the sake of marriage, so now ours didn't go through the surgery. Jesus said that for the sake of marriage, now you leave your husband, your father and mother, and cleave to the wife, and the two of you shall become one. If Jesus Christ was a Ghanaian, in response or quoting this, Jesus Christ would have said something like, a man is like cassava from the ground and will be attached to the wife plantain. And through the process of pounding, you will get a product called fufu. Can anybody, that after you've gotten your fufu, the woman that sold the plantain to you comes and tells you that the plantain that you bought was a plantain for somebody. He has already paid, and he's coming for his plantain. And you pick your fufu and you give it to the woman and tell the woman that your plantain is here. Take it. It doesn't work. It doesn't. All right. If this fufu is put in the apotayua and they put the soup around it, does only the plantain feel the soup? Does only the cassava feel the soup? They all feel it. So the union between a man and a woman is so important for God to raise children. It's a gift from God. So Jesus Christ said that they are no more two, but one. Now the problem we've been having is that we cannot appreciate the differences. When God was taking woman out of man, please listen to this carefully. When God was taking woman out of man, there are certain things God took plenty and put in the woman. And there are certain things God left plenty in the man. The differences is for our own good. Because of time, I can't go through all the differences. But Jeremiah 1:5 says that before I was shaped, whether male or female, you knew all about me. And Psalm 139 verse 13 and 14 says that, for you created my inmost being. You created all my differences as a man. You created all my differences as a woman. You knit me together in my mother's womb. You knit me together with my chromosomes and my homosomes. my hormones. You knit me together. And 14 says that I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. So when God has placed those hormones in the man, for man to be masculine, for man to be buried like electric pole, it is fearfully and wonderfully made. And when put a lot of hormones in the woman, for them to be succulent, 38, 28, 42, for them to be soft, they are fearfully and wonderfully made. Both of them fearfully and wonderfully made. Because he knew what he was going to use it for. But we don't understand. Let's pick some of the few differences. Biological, psychological, physiological, social, and cultural. Biological, the biologists will tell you XY chromosome, male. XX chromosome, female. There are certain hormones in men that makes us do what we do. And those hormones, we don't have them in women. And there are certain hormones in the women that makes them do what they do. So they're coming together. God never makes any mistake. In fact, the brain of the human being, there's a portion, left portion, that deals with logic, reasoning, analyzing things. In God forming the man, he left plenty of the lefts in the man. So that's why men are logical. They're always reasoning. They're always analyzing. Why do you want increment in the chop money? Because I have read from the newspapers that fuel prices has not gone down. Analytical. And women use the right part of the brain more, emotional. I call it the intuitiveness, the holistic. They look at things holistically. Creative, emotional. God places there. So when your wife is crying plenty, we aren't in the wishing, the map there, it's God. When the man is becoming so chenching, it's God. Anytime a woman wants to be like a man, you are creating problem for your marriage. When you are if you have your time, because the hormones that God placed in you and the right portion of your brain should make you feminine. Have you seen a police officer, a lady police officer who has arrested you before? Or must some change because they want to be like men? If there's any police officer here, please end it here. Let me give you a typical example. When the home we have agreed that we should punish the children when they misbehave, and the woman is there and the children misbehave, you notice that most of the time they don't punish them. They only tell them, you wait, your daddy will come. Why? They find it difficult. When the father comes and she tells him, because of the left portion of our brain, reasoning, analyzing, this boy, if I don't deal with him, he's going to be troublesome. Analytical. Women don't really go through that kind of things. That's why women talk plenty. Okay, I'll come back to that. I haven't said that yet, please. I haven't said that yet. When the man beats the child because of reasoning, and the child begins to cry, the woman will call the child. Come, don't cry. What do you want, chocolate or toffee? Then the man is so angry with her that God created them like that because they need that for the home not to be like barracks. And sometimes because God needed that for the home not to be like a cemetery. The balancing of the two makes the real image of God. The way we communicate, they are different. It's not something we learn from society. It is part of us. It's the brain that controls it. And the brain was formed by God. A woman narrating an accident that happened at Tech Junction. The way he goes on like, hey, some accident at Tech Junction. Some articulator. Some green articulator. It was coming and some trotro. Instead of the trotro moving, mating one man. And the articulator came. And the trotro moved. And some taxi crossed. And the taxi driver had some red coat. Then the articulator went over the taxi and come and see. Somebody's head is here. Somebody's leg is here. Hey, blood, we are separated. That is woman for you. The same accident that was observed by a man. Hey, Tech Junction, some accident. An articulator ran over a taxi. About 2 or 3 people are dead. Case closed. Case closed. The moment a man decides that you are not making the woman a woman. And the moment the woman doesn't become a woman, the union, man and woman, becomes something. So in marriage, we grow the relationship. So as you realize that your husband is finding it difficult to listen to everything, you are also trying to summarize. At the same time, the man is also trying to accommodate to listen to all the details. Because the right portion of the brain has to do with holistic. Holistic means that details. Our problem started with the fall. When man fell in the Garden of Eden and God came, Genesis 3:16, and I'll end with that. He told the woman, and please listen to this carefully. He told the woman, I will greatly multiply your pain in childbirth, meaning that during childbirth, there will be pain, but there will be multiplication, more pain. That's why at the A block, when the women are giving birth, they scream and will be insulting their husbands. Then you expect that after that pain and after insulting the husband, you will see the woman at antenatal again. Next 2 years, antenatal. You wonder, hey, no buying and not all now. Because listen to what God also added. In pain you should bring forth, yet your desire shall be for your husband. It's a curse. Some mass on warrior, he feels incomplete. The moment the man marries, then you see my ring, you see my ring. He feels. Then the last one is saying that, and he will rule over you is a curse. So the relationship that started as partnership now has become rulership. So instead of joining together as partners to take care of the children, now it is rulership. I, me, as the man, gives command that you say. So the real marriage that God intended for man has been destroyed. So Moses lived in a society called male-dominated society because of the fall. When Christ came, Christ cancels all curses. So he takes us back to partnership. It is my prayer. And actually, Jesus Christ said that the reason why Moses allowed it is because Moses realized that the people are hard-hearted. So he allowed them. Let us go back to the original state, where we see ourselves in the marriage as partners. We are in the business together. The children is not only for the woman, as your tradition is telling you. The children is not only for the man, as those people from the Volta region is telling them. But the one who created says that once you become fufu, every soup that gets onto the fufu is for both the cassava and the plantain. If this week you can go home and hold the hand of your wife or hold the hand of your husband and tell him or her that I have realized you are a gift from God into my life to make my life better, we see the importance and the benefits of marriage. God bless you.